Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Founder Talks. I'm your host, Em, and this week we talked about team culture. When I asked the following founders what they look for when building a team, this is what they said.
I posted an article a few weeks back, I think, about startup team values that I think are important in the team that I want to build. And I think the three qualities I look for in all early hires, whether it's co-founder, first employee, or even a contractor, I'm looking for first of all integrity, because there's nothing more important than someone who um, is honest to themselves, honest to everyone around them, and is someone who takes care of both himself, starting with himself, and also everyone on the team. Second thing I look for is clarity. Basically, like, do they know where they're headed, both in life in general, but also in terms of what they're doing with the business? Is there like absolute consistency in their objectives and their actions? And then third is their energy, which is kind of like the action component. Like, do they consistently execute and deliver, and do they put in 110%? So I think those are the three dimensions I look for, and I like the framework just because it's super simple. And I think regardless of what role I'm hiring for, whether it's like for a product manager, for a salesperson, or for an engineer, I think those three qualities are pretty consistent throughout.
I would say one of the important values for the company that I want to build is one, courage. So you need to have the courage to believe in what you're doing, no matter what happens. So I want to work with people who have strong opinions about what they're doing, but then are like courageous in the way that they approach a new problem or in the way that they have conversations. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's a value that I want to continue building myself. Um, so like it's it's something that I'm working on, and I want to be surrounded by people who are courageous in what they do too, because I think at the end of the day, you can have all the information about something, and if you don't act on that information, it doesn't matter. And actions require courage. So that's the first value I would say. Um, then the second value that I was thinking about is um, I don't know if this is the right word to describe it, but just like wisdom or understanding. And what I mean by that is, are you able to go deeper into anything that happens? So, like, to me, wisdom is you dig deeper into an issue and you don't see, like, for example, let's say something goes wrong and uh, you're either like exhausted. So for me personally, let's say if you're like exhausted and you feel like you're close to giving up, at that point, do you have the wisdom to see like the short-term failure as like a growth opportunity? So to me, wisdom is also similar to just perspective. You have the right perspective in what you're doing. Um, and that is beneficial because then that perspective goes to everybody else in the company whenever something goes wrong, and inevitably in startups a lot of things go wrong. And then third, this is the value that I kind of prize most. So don't take it in order. It's like at certain times one value can be more important, but it's always a balance. To me, this is like a value that I have like in life and in business, and it's just health in all aspects. So the company itself is about health and fitness and athletes, but at the same time, I think there's more to health than just physical fitness, there's mental fitness, there's financial fitness, there's emotional fitness. So that's like a wider sphere that I hope that everybody in the company understands and values. Because if somebody is not feeling well, or if there's an issue outside of the workplace, that inevitably comes into the workplace. And you need to be able to help all of your employees and your team be able to get through any type of issue. So like during COVID, you could just say like, hey, everybody work from home, it's fine. No, it's not fine. Like you don't know what their families are going through. You want to really understand that. And COVID is like a physical health issue, but then there are the mental aspects of, being stuck at home, having to take care of family members. Maybe you're like the younger son, you're the younger daughter of a parent who has to deal with this. And that's something that's important for the leadership of the company to address and be proactive about protecting their team. So yeah, I would say courage, perspective, and help.
One is the creativity, like how curious they are, how out of the box they are in terms of like thinking of a solution to a problem or the ways of doing things, how they achieve a certain goal without going through the conventional avenues. And that's really important to me because obviously in the startup world, you most of the time you can't really you are at severe disadvantage. Especially in a crowded industry where you have a lot of competitors who have already done a lot of work, and especially when you're doing something innovative, like something that other people never have done before, you just have to find new ways to make it work. Not only in terms of technology, but also in terms of how you describe it to people, how you communicate that, how do you make people think about your inventions positively rather than just another gadget? You have to be really creative to really find the destiny, your destiny and the company's destiny. I like internally, I know like the thing I don't want to hear is I'm the strongest technical person in the company, or but my team is so small. My company is so small right now. I think it's really premature to say what I want my team to say about me. But I do remember when I was in a bigger startup, when people say, "Oh, you are probably the strongest technical person in the team," that means something is really wrong. That means I did a really bad job teaching the team, or guiding them, or setting a expectation, or setting vision, and really communicating with them on what these things should be.